I won't lose.
Hello, this is Mastering347 from an exciting playthrough of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And today we're on day 2 of Turnabout Samurai, and this time we are doing the trial. Now we finished with this part of the investigation, we got all the evidence we need, so let's get this thing started. Oh, 10 AM again? The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court at 2:30 p.m. in October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer at Studio One of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well, I would like to move on to your testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. First, I would like to call a familiar face that has belonged to the stand. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I explain with the guide map. With the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grab the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employee area. The actors are the run through their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there is a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and the young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m, the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead later that day, at 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case, in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to the whole thing again? Skip it. Yeah, you can listen to it again if you want, but I'm gonna skip it, not to waste time here. I think I can probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. There we go, and it's a new piece of evidence. Your Honor, the case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call this security officer to stand. Will the witness declare her name? Oh, my, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please? Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please? Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting this witness to say their names. We're in the old bag, dearie. Just call me Grandma. Because, yeah, this again. Objection! I object this witness is talking to this. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, say, I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass you by. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from there until 5 o'clock. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading toward the studio. You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. So up until that time, anyone who wanted could go into the studio? Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You need an employee car key to get in. Right, the car key that I have. So what she's saying is no one wasn't supposed to be there could get in. Was there anyone in the studio when you arrived at the gas station? No, you have to actually finish sort of through properly press. They run through? They were working at a scene between the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. They got the basics figured out by noon and were to use it in the afternoon for practice. The rehearsal was supposed to start at 5 o'clock. That's why poor old Hammer went to Studio 1 in the afternoon. So Powers was in the dressing room sleeping when he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there afternoon? I had some errands to run that morning. What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. Answer the question! Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers. Observing, you know. Observing? You weren't supposed to be at the guard station? Well, I told you I left the gate, didn't I? I did my job! I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never miss one. In all my years. Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run through too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. Did you see the victim then? Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Tell us what happened next. I was at the main gate from 5 p.m. I did that again. So you watched it the whole time? No breaks? Not even a second? Of course! I am a professional, you know. Or are you insinuating how I do my job, a whippersnapper? No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the gas station yesterday. I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time. Whippersnapper! Sniffer rabbit? Old Windbag is losing it, Nick. Why don't you raise an objection? So the witness was duty through the afternoon the whole time? Very well. What did you see? Now the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? How did you know that? Oh, I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. You ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job. Poor detective Gumshoe getting chewed out by a security guard. Interesting to me because a certain man walked by to me at 2 p.m. 2 o'clock? You sure? Sure as spit. Well, who was the man? Really? You should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain yourself. Now, don't get your skivvies all in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was. It was Paris, the man right there, and he was heading toward the studio. Now, here we go. As I've been talking for a while, I was curious about what really impressed you was to allure for the dialogue. But if you don't want to go through all of that, then just go to the very last statement right here, and go to present, and present Paris' photo.
Objection!
The music stopped. That means I got it right. Let me get this straight, old bag. Miss Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Paris, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. White. Let me see that photo. What is this, exactly? none other than the Steel Samurai defender of near old Tokyo. Miss Oldbag. Is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mother teach you any sense of it? Anyone can plainly see that Powers white. Yeah. Well, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss, witness. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What? Huh? You literally were surprised. The prosecution would like to ask the witness, please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to your young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Wow, old Windbag has left even Ezra speechless. He's good. Let's hear about your proof then. The man in the photo. I never say anything. I don't mean, mind you. That morning during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at the picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? So he had sprained his ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. Now press her until she squeals. Yeah, it's exactly what you have to do here. You need to press in quite a few here. But the main ones you have to press is when she mentions that Powers broke a prop. And mentions that, and also you can press either second or third statement. And if you press enough times, it should Edgar have to do objection. But I'm going to press in all of them and see what you have to say. Where must I at? Hey, I haven't said anything yet. I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow, the up and up. You today always whining about each burger. Ah, here we go then. Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, don't upset us. I think Edgeworth has met his match. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's a Steel Samurai, then poor old Hammer, evil magistrate, and me. And what exactly were you doing? Observing. Just observing. What about the assistant? Oh, she was off moving back the drops around and such, so she didn't see the run-through. I saw Powers trip and do that again. Trip and fall? Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. He helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better? I kissed it when it hurt. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was his sister then? Oh, her. She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. You may continue your testimony. We got one of the props. And I do it again. I have to stop doing that. He broke a prop? Sure did. His own samurai spear. His samurai spear? Murder weapon? Luckily I was there with my duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the court records. Yep, that's one of the things you need to put down. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained? Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch. That's the nerve. Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot? Okay. I think... there we go. Yeah, that's what we have to do for that one. Just press on everything. Better safe than sorry. I think we've heard enough, haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me, which is, where is this steel samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the steel samurai, yes? And it is clear that the person in the steel samurai suit was Mr. Will Paris. I suppose that's right. Are you sure Your Honor? No, object. Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the steel samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammett. We have to consider that possibility also. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. Witness count continued. So yeah, obviously object to that part. The time of Paul Hammer's death was 2 PM, true. The only person I saw go to the studio before them was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. So no one else went to the studio, and then it would have to be the steel samurai who did it. Mr. White, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay, now for this one you don't actually present evidence. How do you know that? Didn't I just explain? I gave donut to the young detective, and then, after some rubbish about being a secret found, he told me everything. I see Detective Gumshoe shared his feather officers found donuts. The only person I saw go to the before them was Will Powers. Are you absolutely sure? Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody suspicious looking? Right. There we go. Now this is one. Oh wait, no, it says there. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. Yeah, it's the third statement. I'm just checking through.
Objection!
Yeah, due to photo again. It's something to be said. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photograph was taken by the camera at the gate for the studio, correct? Yes, sirree, Sonny. So whenever anyone passes by, it automatically takes a picture. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's why you need to do the photo again. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the gas station records all security cam data. Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at studio, you might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo on printed the words October 15th, 2 PM, photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 PM on October the 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. White. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1 but 2 people mentioned the student that day. Yet there is only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the date for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself. You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what it would seem to me. Can the witness explain this to the court? I I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Boy, help! Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper. Something the matter, Miss Oldbag? That's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai. Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. I see. Your testimony, please. The other person. Every day, after I finish my guard duties, I have one rather important job to do. I go through the photos recorded in the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this! Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it. Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Oh, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. You know, just pressing again. Another job? That's right. I check all the people that pass by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos the security camera takes. Do you back up all the security camera data? Well, they keep telling me to, yes, but those computers are just so frustrating. I've heard 10 photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part. For the most part? This is a murder charge, Miss Oldbag. Well, I didn't touch that suspicious looking willpower photo, did I? I think she's missing the point. Can't do it again. She doesn't have a lot to say here, but yeah, this is why I need to press the main one. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased? A fanboy. Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information out the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging around. One was there that day. Wait a second. Did you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in? Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the toilet area. Ah, the drain we saw earlier. The grate has been loose for a while. If he's outside, well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain? I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids. Children. Whippersnappers. Kids? So on the photo that you erased, it was a boy. Probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way into the studios that day. One was a Steel Samurai dragging his leg, and the other was a boy who looked to be about 2nd or 3rd grade? Oh yes, well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him. Can't catch him. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade? I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield a samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. Right, as I said, I didn't pay him much at all. Right, that's why I wasted data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, they're already trying to unsuspect him. I'd like to take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. Back in the lobby. Don't worry though, it isn't like we're not going to go investigate or anything. It's just a 5-minute recess. Then we go back to the call room. Mr. WP? Good guess? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio. I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest. So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of this dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a samurai costume. So where does this leave me? It doesn't look good. You're the only suspect right now. Nick, what are we going to do? First, we play more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done it. Right. And it takes them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right. If we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick. It's time. Okay, let's go. What does that mean? Please don't sound like that. Oh yeah, you need to, you could say find a scapegoat. I hate the word scapegoat, but in this case we have no choice. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Willpowers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studio was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there is still no one else that could have committed a crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the theft of Mr. Willpowers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed the crime. Order. Interesting. It is who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right, great. As if the stakes weren't high enough. Who was in this person other than Mr. Willpowers that could murder? He can't just pick anyone. Yeah. Obviously it wasn't the grade school boy and the assistant girl, no. So the only person you could think of is the security lady. Pick the security lady, do not pick the other two. Like you said, you will be penalized. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag! Ooh! The steel samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about the morning injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady Oldbag. Well, what? Order! It is this true Oldbag? Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you! Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the steel samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the steel samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take a picture. If she was in the costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Exit detective reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes too, baby. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Miss Edgeworth, the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it, is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something. That's my move. Maybe now's my chance to take this all the way. Oh yeah, press further. You need to buy time. The very same reason that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day. But why would I do something so hard with a poor hammer? You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy, the one who's followed by a waist. He's only a grade schooler, though, as you said. Second or third grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops. Your thoughts, Mr. White? That boy is not the killer. What? How could you be so sure? Oh, is it to be nice to the kids and meet at your elders' day, Mr. River Snapper? I have proof. Proof? Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. White. Ah, there we go. Present the samurai spear. That's all your proof.
Take that!
Your Honor, the murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible! I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? Windbag. Speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings in the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy. What was her name? Something old bag, Your Honor? Then the prosecution will look further into this old bag before we continue. That is all. The court is adjourned. Well, that's it now. We've done it. Whoa. Oh, yeah, I forgot. But wait a second! I'm not going to just sit here while you all are barking up the wrong tree. Me! I'm talking. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk. Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? Why, who? Huh? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, testify. And here we go. My lips were sealed. The local studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studio at the day of the murder. They said it had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studio that day. But if you're going to go accuse me, I'm not letting them get away from scot-free. Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag. Right, your cross-examination. Those dudes wanted me to keep it. Bad check. So, you were told not to talk? That's right, by a studio and TV bigwigs no less. Why didn't I hear about this? Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. You're all in it. There were some of shut up, Shane. I keep doing that. Who are these people? Well, the director and the producer for starters. The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through their action scene without a director? Of course! Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked that. So where were these people? The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime and they had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? There was a Studio 2? Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head was fallen over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions, but... That's it now. There is literally nothing else, to be honest. Yeah, so take a break. That is it. Yeah, that's it. There is nothing else. Your Honor, we have learned that there were others at the Global Studio on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I am told that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witnesses, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people who we have just been told of. There's Webb's expression. It never gets old. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. The court is adjourned. We made it. Thank you so much, Mr. White. I was right to ask you to defend me. Really, it's nothing. Oh, should I say... We'll be going down to the studio to do some more investigation. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So, Nick, have you figured out just who it was in the Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Paris? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Paris. Poor old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there. With or without my accusations. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right, we'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks. Thanks, guys. To be continued. And that's it. And that's the end of day 2 trial. So you should probably know the order by now. It's usually trial, it's usually investigation, followed by the trial, then another investigation, and so on and so forth. So now we've done the trial, it's obviously going to be another investigation. Yeah, with that, I'm done now for today, because I always like do, that's why I always like do them in parts. I mean, I could probably do all in one go, but you saw how long they were, like some of them were half an hour to like 45 minutes. So like do them all at once is kind of tiring for me doing all those voices. By the way, please comment on my voice acting. If it's really bad, please tell me. But I don't mind either way. But yeah, that's it for today. This is Mattering 347. The game is titled RPG the Platformer. Stay classy.